Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Ain't clip beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I am Lisa.
And this week, we are very excited to welcome Tyrice from season 3. First, we'd like to apologize that we didn't label the picture Lisa posted on Facebook as AI, which we will be doing going forward due to the confusion, but we appreciate you being a good sport and also coming and talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what was the process like for you to sign up for the show?
Well, actually, I didn't sign up for the show. The girl that I was talking to that was in prison, she reached out to me and said Love After Lockup, because I have never heard of Love After Lockup. So she was in prison and she reached out to me, asking me, she said, hey, a show called Love After Lockup would like her to come on the show, and that would I like to go on the show? And I'm like, what is the show? And we was on a prison phone call, and she explained it to me. I say, well, why not? Let's go. Let's go on the show. So she gave all my information to Love After Lockup, and they reached out. Once she gave me the information, they reached out to me like a week later, and they gave me an interview. They asked me a few questions or whatever the case may be. And then next thing I know, I got an email and say, hey, we want you on the show.
So it seems like they do most of the work. Like as soon as they find out about a story that they want, then they are kind of pursuing you.
Yes, pretty much. You know, I don't know how they select people, but I do know that they reach out to people that's in prison that's going to get released real soon, or people that's not incarcerated on the outside of the walls reach out to Love After Lockup and say, hey, my fiance is in there and he's coming home in 2 or 3 months and we'd like to apply for the show. And then, they just select the ones they want to take because, from my understanding, it's maybe 5 to 6 couples per season, per episode that's on there. So you might have 500 couples applying for it. So they select who they gonna take, who got the best storylines. So that's how that works.
So what made you feel confident that your relationship was going to work out with her being in prison?
To be honest with you, when I first met Shonda, it was a pen pal relationship, to be honest with you. I'm way older than her. She's too young for me. So I started off, it was a pen pal. Then I became a role model. And the show, Love After Lockup, took it and turned it into something else. Like, we love us, he gonna marry her, she moving to Chicago. None of that was discussed. They did all that. I was just a role model for her, a pen pal. Never had any expectations of being with her, or marrying her, or none of that. To be honest with you, see, people don't even know this, and they don't tell you this on the show. She was already married when I was talking to her. I didn't know, and her husband was incarcerated until she told me.
So your story was almost 100% fabricated then, basically. They made you into a couple is what you're saying?
Yes. It's like you take someone, and once you sign that contract, see, you thinking money. You ain't read the whole contract because the contract is this thick. So you ain't read the whole contract. You just see dollar signs. You sign, you give it to them. Next thing you know, you're told to do this. You're told to do that. And you be like, well, if you don't do it, now they can sue you because you signed a contract.
Wow.
No matter what it is
That
they
is
make up, I
crazy.
guess. Yeah.
Yes, no matter what.
Is it worth the money? What like is it how many episodes do you get paid per episode? How many episodes were you in? Like is it worth it in the end because you have the whole world, your family, everybody thinks they know you after you've been on a TV show. Is it even worth the money?
Well, it has its ups and downs. Like the good and the bad. It's worth it because I did 10 episodes. Okay, I did 10 episodes, and it was $2,000 per episode, so that was $20,000 that I used.
Oh,
So, and then it push the show is shown worldwide, so it puts your face out there, so everybody in the world sees your face. Whereas that it can open up doors to other things. Now, the good thing about it is you got a lot of people saying positive stuff. You got so many people saying negative stuff about you, but it can open up the doors for other options. So you got to take the good and the bad. But to me, I think it was worth it because I went from 64 Instagram friends to almost 17,000. You know,
wow.
face, Facebook went from 220 people to 16,000. So people tend to follow you because they want to know your life story. You know, so it worked out. It worked out for me, regardless of what they said about me, the good and the bad. The names I've been called. Some people stand up people, defending me, and other people like, hey, he dumb, he's stupid, or whatever the case may be. But I think it worked out for the simple reason is how often do you get a chance to be on TV and your face is shown worldwide?
True.
That's true.
Many people will love that.
Were you concerned about how her charges were going to affect your life?
No, I wasn't concerned because where I'm from, 80% of the people have been locked up for drugs. So it's like what is right these days in time. What is right is wrong, and what is wrong is right. You're used to it. You see it every day. So no, our charges didn't bother me.
So I have a question about the suit. Seeing as how we know now that a lot of the scenarios are set up, did was it your idea to wear the blue suit or did the show make you wear that blue suit? I'm a fan of the blue suit. I loved it.
Well, at first it was my idea. I had took
Okay.
the suit to the hotel because we was gonna do some filming the day she was leaving prison. And then I say, nah, I'm just gonna put on something casual. And one of the producers sent the suit. Hey, put the suit on, the blue suit. You will look good in this. I say, nah, I don't want to wear no suit. It's like, hey, you gonna look good in this suit. Put the suit on. So I put the suit on, and all the producers, they gaslighted me. You look good in the suit and all this. I don't want the suit on. So I end up wearing the suit because pretty much they talked me into wearing it, the blue suit.
I mean, it was a good choice, though. Everybody
It
loves it.
was. It
You know what?
yeah.
The suit was cool, but I laugh at the suit because you know what? Everybody was calling me Papa Smurf because of the blue suit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, calling me Mr. Blue Suit. So that blue suit has a signature of it on, you know. But I still got that suit.
Was there any times when you watch back your episodes and you're like, that wasn't even what you told me like the whole situation was fabricated in a way that you didn't remember it being, like they twisted everything around?
50% of the times that they twisted it around. For example, let me give you an example. They did an interview with me at the hotel, and they told me that I was not, this will not be on TV. They wouldn't show it. And I look up and it's on TV. And everything I said, I didn't even know what I was saying. I was drunk. I was so drunk, and they interviewed me in this room for like 3 hours, asked me about 150 questions. I was so tired, still drunk, and I didn't even know what I was saying. I didn't even know it was on TV because they told me they weren't going to show it on TV. And I get a call from a coworker saying, "Hey, man, you crazy. You said this on TV. You said that on TV. I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And he sent me the clip. And showing up the clip he sent me, showing me drunk and looking crazy, talking crazy, and they showed the world.
Oh my goodness.
They showed the world, you know, and I'm like, oh, they told me they weren't going to show this clip. They showed the world.
So overall, you think they did or did not portray you fairly?
Well, you know what? At the time, I didn't care how they portrayed me because I know myself as a man. I know my character. Long as they gave me that check, I didn't care what they said. Long as it wasn't too disrespectful or too derogatory, I was cool with it because I know my character as a man. No matter how much money you pay me, certain things I'm not going to do. For example, we was filming and they wanted me to do it a certain way. I say, no, I'm not going to do it that way because if I do it that way, it defines my character in a negative way. And my family, my kids, and my friends and coworkers are watching this, and it's going to make me look so bad to the whole world. I say, I'm not going to do it your way. I will do it, but let me do it my way. Where when people do judge, you can say, oh, it was okay.
That makes sense.
That whole scene where they have you telling your family, your kids, about Shanda, and they're having an issue about her age, about her being white, all of that. Was that all something that they had you guys do to make it seem like your family was so shocked about the situation? It had to be, right? Seeing as how this was all a made up relationship.
Well, see, that's another part. And I didn't know that until the end of recording that thing. I didn't know that my kids had an earpiece in their ear. That I couldn't see it. And the producers, I didn't have one, but my son and my daughter had one. You could barely see it. And the producers was telling my kids what to say, what to act.
Wow.
I didn't know that. And for example, when they said, when my cousin say she's white, and they tell my son, act like you mad, act like you're mad because she's white. You know what I'm saying? Act like you're mad and stuff up and down. I didn't know that until my son and my daughter told me after we recorded it, hey, yeah, they was telling us what to do. I say, what? I didn't know that.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how that went.
Do you laugh at your episodes now, or like, how do you feel when you watch back over them?
Well, to be honest with you, I sit back, I look at it. I never watched my whole season though, all my episodes. I never did because I don't watch the show. But I did watch a few of my clips, of the show, and I don't like the way I was betrayed. I was betrayed like a sucker, a trick, a lonely man, a lonely old man just giving up money, a lonely old man just out here tricking off. That doesn't define my character. See, and that's how they made me look. And I don't like that, so I just stopped watching the show because it's like they trick you. They tell you, do this, do that, and then they edit it and it make you look like you lonely. You got all this money and you paying it to her, or she using you. For one example, she just supposedly had got ghosted on me. She disappeared on me. So I tell the show, when she got out of jail, she called me every day. And the show say, no, we got to make it look like when she got out of jail that she didn't call you for 2 months. But I say, no, I talk to her every day. No, we can't do that. You can't say you talk to her every day. You got to make it look like you ain't talked to her in 2 months. This is when you got ghosted. You know, okay, so we film. They say, hey, we're going to call her, and you pick up, you say this, you say that. But it's not true. Well, it's true for right then and there when we're recording. See what I'm saying?
Are you still in contact with her? Do you know where she is now? I don't think anyone really has talked about where she is now.
No, actually, the last time I actually talked to Shonda, and she was still on parole or probation or papers, whatever you want to call it, she called me one day and she was at a bar and she was drinking and she was crying. And I say, are you drunk? She said, yes, I've been drinking. I say, Shonda, you're not supposed to have been drinking. You just got out of the federal penitentiary. I'm quite sure it's in a stipulation you ain't supposed to drink and do drugs, or whatever the case may be. I said, why you at a bar alone and you crying and you drinking? And she told me, she said, I'm mad because she said she was at home and her boyfriend, her man, came in the house and told her he need her gone. She got to leave because she's seeing someone else. So I say, so you telling me that you was at home and your man, your boyfriend came in the house and told you you need to leave, find another accommodation because he's seeing another woman. She said, yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. And that's why I'm drinking. So like I said, I was always that role model and pen pal. So I say, well, number one, you don't want to break your violation of parole or whatever they call it. I know it hurt. I know it's stressful. But if the man don't want to be with you, he don't want to be with you. So that was pretty much the last time we talked because I didn't want her calling me, telling me her problems. I mean, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we was friends. But she just had to figure it out for her own, you know.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say, see, the show don't talk about while she was incarcerated and her kids. She have two boys. I bought them Christmas toys because they was young and sent it all the way to Kansas. Show don't talk about that. So yeah.
They like to leave a lot out, it seems like.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I'm actually on your podcast telling you guys the exact truth. I'm telling you the truth. Yes.
Perfect place for it.
Yeah, that's kind of what our goal is with these interviews is we want people to know the actual truth and because we're all just watching a TV show and we form our opinions based upon what we're seeing on the TV show and it's very very far from the actual truth we're finding.
Let me give you a prime example. And I noticed this and was brought to my attention. Like I said, I don't watch the show. I was in the day she was getting out of jail. I was in a hotel, and I was putting on my blue suit. Now I'm in a hotel. I put on my blue suit. Me and the producers, we leave out. My bed isn't even made because maids come in and they make the bed when you stand in the hotel. So my bed covers everywhere, pillow on the floor and everything. I haven't made my bed because they was rushing me out. I haven't cleaned up the washroom, threw out the trash, or nothing. So when I left the hotel to go to pick up from prison in my blue suit, my hotel room was a mess. Next thing you know, I look on TV when somebody brought it to my attention because I wasn't watching it. I look on TV, and when they show my hotel room, they show my bed is perfectly made, and they show rose petals. Where did the rose petals come from? I didn't put no rose petals from there. My bed was the cover was off the bed, the pillow was on the floor, and I just left out. It was messed up. So the bed was made, and it was rose petals. I didn't come back to no room and put no rose petals on in the hotel room on the floor and leading to the bed. They did that, and I never knew until somebody brought it to my attention. And I looked at the clip, and sure enough, they did that behind my back.
So when you got back to the hotel, there were no rose petals there?
When I got back to the hotel, the rose petals was gone. But when you look on the TV, when you look at the episode, there's rose petals there.
Yeah. We talked about the rose petals.
So
We
they
did.
did that. I didn't put no rose petals there. So when I left that hotel room, somebody came in and put the rose petals in there, and they filmed it. One part of the production crew filmed the room with the rose petals, while the other part, production crew, is filming me. So no, I didn't know that.
One of my early favorites this season is Tangi. I
Oh,
like
Tangi.
the way they portrayed her. At least, is that how she really is?
Tangi, I've been knowing Tangi all my life. Her family grew up next to mine. So we grew up in the same neighborhood, in the hood. Everybody know everybody. And she's just overprotective her friends, who she called her friends. So basically she was told to act like that. You
Because
stupid.
they had
You stupid.
yeah.
You buying this, you buying for that. You don't know her. You dumb. And she just getting that money out of you. All this, and it was a front. It was a
Because
front.
they had her act as if, or I think you said that she gets jealous, and we felt like it was very much like the first season with Scott and Lizzie, where it was Charlene, which was the friend that was jealous over Scott's relationship with Lizzie, and we thought, oh, they're trying to repeat this with Tangi helping you shop for Shanda and saying, oh, she's jealous because maybe she like insinuating she might want to date you instead.
No, she actually have a man, and her man is like one of my friends. No, she wasn't
Okay.
jealous. They needed someone at the time to fill that position on TV. So they needed me to call somebody. So I didn't know who to call. I knew Tangi was off that day and she would love to be on TV. So I made a quick call, and she lived like 15 miles away, and she was at my house in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I have a
So that's all they
question
went.
about those scenes where they have everyone buying all these clothes and lingerie for their inmate. Do you really spend like 600 and something dollars on clothing, and why is it always like a boutique? Is it that's where they get the okay to film in? Because like those stores seem like those would be like expensive stores, like those tiny like boutique stores would be so much more expensive than say like a JC Penney's.
Well, let me answer the second part, then I answer the first part. I know it seems backwards.
Okay.
The second part is when you film in one of them stores, before they come filming you, before they come to your city and film you, they have already talked to the manager, corporation, and say, hey, we would like put this is Love After Lockup, Shop Entertainment. We would like to film in your store with your permission. So the corporation gives them permission way ahead of time, before a week before they even come and film their location. So you already got permission to film in them stores from corporation. Now the second part is, okay, me for example. When I bought Shonda clothes, $600 worth of clothes, the coat and all this stuff, and Tangi was like, whoa, 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 you spending all this money on her? Woo, woo. I slid them a credit card. They swiped it, they filmed me swipe, they put it in bags. I walk out with it, cut off. In reality, the company gave me the credit card. They gave me
Okay.
the credit card. You see where I'm going with this? They swipe it, they film it. I walk out with the clothes, cut the cameras, put the clothes back on the shelf.
Okay.
Now you
That
see where I'm
makes
going with
so
this?
much more sense.
So if you send, they ask you how much money you send also. And it's always, people are always like $35,000, $90,000.
That's
Are they
not true.
asking? Yeah, they're asking you to increase that amount.
Yeah, that's not true. I gave Shonda $200 at the bus stop in my blue suit when she was getting on the Greyhound bus. The show said I gave her thousands of dollars. The show was the one who gave me the $200 to give to her. You see where I'm going with this?
It always seems so like outlandish. Like what would someone in prison do with say $80,000? Like what would they even do with that?
Okay,
Unless, I mean, what would they do?
$80,000. You in prison, $80,000. You can't go buy a $10,000 car. You ain't put $50,000 in a house. What can you do? You can't buy $80,000 for oodles and noodles and candy bars in prison. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's impossible. If you bought 80,000, if you bought the whole commissary out in prison, it ain't even worth 80,000. The whole commissary is not, because they get shipments every week or whatever. That means the other prisoners can't get none. You gonna keep $80,000 for oodles and noodles and Doritos and candy bars and all this yourself? No, it's all bull.
How expensive is like phone calls and messaging and stuff like that? Is that like the bulk of where people are spending their money, or is it all just bullshit?
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. You know, the show is based on drama. It's based on drama. So in America, violence and drama is sales. The more violent, the more drama, the more people going to watch it. It's called Love After Lockup. If it was just about people falling in love and living a happily ever after life, wouldn't that many people watch it? So you have to create drama. You have to create negativity in a relationship and make it seem like this person crazy, this person okay, then this person is crazy to get people to watch it.
That
As
makes sense.
Americans, for example, if you was outside, not saying you two, if somebody was fighting, you'll record it and you'll put it on Instagram or Facebook for the whole world to see. Now, if somebody's sitting at the bus stop reading a book, waiting on the bus, you're not going to record that and put it on Facebook and Instagram because people don't want to see that. But they want to see that fight that you recorded. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just show how people are.
Do people recognize you a lot when you're in public?
Yes. Yes.
You sound exasperated.
No, yes, they recognize me. They recognize me. Yes. And
You are a fan favorite. You're for sure a fan favorite.
you know what? The thing about it is, I know when the show is showing reruns and people never watch the show because my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok start blowing up that day. Start blowing up. People start sending me private messages and people start following me and more private messages and people follow me. So I know when they're showing the reruns. But I don't care about all that. So I don't dwell in that. You can send me a message, don't mean I'm gonna respond. I don't care about all that. But what I did care about when you two ladies put that picture of me with you two on there, I was heated. I had to find out what was going on because I didn't know about AI. I didn't know about this and that. And I'm looking like, what did I meet these two ladies at? I'm thinking, was I drunk? What was I at? When did I buy them this? All type of thoughts was going through my mind until I don't know which one of y'all told me, hey, it was a joke and all this. And then my daughter said, hey, that's AI and all this. Okay, then I calmed down a little bit.
It was me.
They're all
It's okay.
labeled
It's
now.
okay. I laugh at it now. I laugh at it. So yeah, it was okay.
Fans been more supportive or critical?
Well, as far as the fans, it's like a 50-50. You got a lot of fans who felt sympathetic for me because they say, oh, she took his money, she used him and all this, but they don't know the full side. I mean, they don't know the whole story, how we was pen pals and I was a role model and I have no intentions on being with her. See, they don't know that side. That I was just trying to give her, a map down the straight street where to go straight. See, they don't know all that. So most fans are supportive. Then you got them fans saying, "Oh, he was stupid. She used him. She was talking to 50 men. I don't care who she was talking to. I wasn't her man. So they saying he's stupid. Mr. Blue Suit is stupid. She took his money. He look at him. He old. He ain't got nothing. All this crazy stuff, and they don't know the story. That goes to show assumptionation. People always assume, but you never know the full story. And it wasn't like that. But to my fans that had my back, who knew that it wasn't real, thumbs up to you guys. But for the ones who called me Mr. Blue Suit and stupid and all this, yeah.
I mean, you can never make everybody happy. There's
You
always going to
can't.
be the people
See,
who are going
Yeah.
to be.
this is life. This is life.
Yeah.
One good thing about being in America, everybody has an opinion. Some people might think you're handsome. Some people might think you're ugly, or you're pretty, or you're ugly. It doesn't matter. Everybody has an opinion, But with the show comes the good and the bad. Like me and Deontay talk all the time. Me and John is cool. Both Johns, Lacey John and John from Iowa, who was dealing with, I think her name was Charlene or something. Um, Me and Lindsay is cool. Me and Angela is cool. We used to talk about Tony. Me and Rachel, she's from Detroit, who was dealing with Doug. We cool. So a lot of us, we have each other phone numbers and we talk. The other day, some woman, Deontay put up a post and some woman said something about Deontay. And I get so tired of them just dogging the man. Get a man. I mean, none of us is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody lives a perfect life, but they treat him like he's just ignorant, like he's nothing. So some lady said something about Deontay, and I seen the post, and I just went hard on her ass. I went hard on her. I didn't even care. And I usually don't respond to people posting all that, but I had to go hard on her. And she never responded again. You know, she called him an idiot. And I just went hard and called her idiot. And then I went on her post and looked at her Facebook, and Facebook profile. And she got a dog, and the dog looked just like us. So I posted that. I said, "You look just like your dog. You the idiot." I said, "You and your dog are both idiots. Y'all look just alike." And then people started coming, laughing, and all this. People, we all human. We all human.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, but everybody has feelings. Just because somebody down and out, don't kick him in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Don't just keep stumping on. But you got internet gangsters. Let me give you this one thing. Like when I was on the show, it was a lady from Seattle, Washington. I don't know the lady. A white lady. I had to look her up. White lady. She weighed about 300 pounds. But when I was on the show, she was on this thing called Reddit. She was all on Facebook, all these social apps talking about I'm stupid, I'm ignorant. Shonda used me. Well, Shonda never used me. She was just talking crazy. And she said, she's from Seattle, Washington. She said she was coming to Chicago to kick my ass.
Oh my
Personally.
God.
So it came out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It went viral. This woman coming to Chicago to kick Tyrice ass. She never been to Chicago. The thing about it is, and people were saying, you have to be crazy to go to this man's city, go to this man's hood in Chicago and kick his ass. You must don't want to live. So most people, 95% of the people had my back saying, "You're ignorant. You don't know this man. What did this man do to you? Nothing. But you want to go to Chicago and kick his ass. It's like me coming to your town and someone kick your ass. I don't know your town. I don't know who you know. You might know the whole town. You might murder me. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to Chicago. But one thing about Chicago is we might not get along, but if you not from Chicago, don't come to Chicago saying you're gonna do something to somebody who's from Chicago, because the whole Chicago, they might not like you, but they're gonna ride with you because we from the same city. And that's how Chicago is. Yeah, it's so much killing going on. They shooting at the police, whatever, but you can't come to Chicago saying you an outsider can't come to Chicago saying you're gonna do something to a Chicago, because other Chicago's get wind of it, whether they like you or not. They're gonna ride, they're gonna put all that past tense to the side and they're gonna ride with you because you're from the city. So she wouldn't have made it out.
Good thing she didn't come.
Yeah.
We've interviewed Deontay, and we actually interviewed John Miller, who was with Christiana. He was our last interview.
Christiana, yeah.
Deontay is so nice, and
He is.
I don't know why people insist on calling him stupid or dumb or naive, or he does not come off like that at all. We spoke to the real person, the real Deontay. John was great. John's also a fan favorite. They like to pick on him they say he faked being Native American.
Yes.
It's but a lot of his episodes were very staged as well because he was already married to Christiana.
Yes. You know
Yeah.
what? John is a good guy. I actually met John and his new girl in Chicago. They came to Chicago one time, and I met him face to face. Deontay actually came to Chicago, and he actually been in my house. He been in my sister's house, and I showed him Chicago. You know, so Deontay is actually a good guy. He's way younger than me, but he's still a human being.
Mhm.
He's still a human being. We all human beings. Nobody is perfect, but he's a good guy. And he actually been to my house that I'm in right now. He's a good guy. So yeah, most Love After Lockup characters, I mean co-workers, whatever, co-stars, whatever you want to call them, are good people. Like Angela from Mississippi. Remember Angela and Tony?
We love Angela.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love
Angela is
Angela.
a good woman. She's a good woman. And so is Rachel. She was dealing with Doug when Doug got out of jail. He like all the baloney. She's from Michigan. Angela's, she's so sweet. But it's just the show. They could turn it into what they want to turn it into. They could narrate it the way they want to narrate it because it's a business. The more people that watch, the more money the company make, the corporation make. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Hmm.
So that's what it's about. It's not about your feelings. It's about money. Let me put
Yeah.
my feelings to the side because these are 20 million people that I don't care about. I'm gonna hurt, but I'm gonna make $20 million opposed to I got 5 people over here who I care about, but I lose $5. Well, let me hurt these 20 million people. See where I'm going with this? Because I made $20 million.
Hmm.
Them 5 people, they'll be okay. It's about money. It's greed, corporation. But if
Hmm.
you don't read your contract, for example, I didn't read mine. Deontay didn't read his. Most Love After Lockup co-stars or whatever. They don't read it. Like when they show reruns, you should get paid. We
Hmm.
don't
Oh,
because
you
we
don't
didn't
get
read our contract.
residuals. Okay.
Yeah, see, or we would. I would have some. I would be getting paid because mine is constantly shown
Yeah.
over and over.
What's the weirdest message you've ever gotten from a fan?
Oh, where do you want me to start with this? Oh, let me give you 2 examples. No, let me give you 3 examples. The first one was this girl kept messaging me and I would never respond. Then she wanted my phone number. She wanted to get up with me. She wanted to meet me. She wanted to hang out and do whatever. I would never respond because I'm getting so many messages over and over. So she started telling people that he gay. I'm gay because I don't like. She's saying I'm gay because I won't give her my phone number. I'm nowhere near gay. I don't play that shit. So she was mad because I wouldn't give her my phone number. She's not gonna give my phone number to anybody. So she was mad. I told her, push on, say what you want to say. I know who I am. I don't play that. And I had a guy from New York. This is the most craziest one. Had a white guy from New York message. He's about to get married to his fiance, but his fiance have a crush on me, and I still have the text messages. His fiance have a crush on me. Her dream is to have sex with me before she marry him, and he said he was going to grant her that wish. So he reached out to me. I'm like, "Who is you?" He's like, "My fiance. I'm gonna marry. She loved you on Love After Lockup. She think you handsome. She just want a one night stands with you, and that will fulfill her obligation, or that will make her happy. And then they're gonna get married." I say, "What?" And I say, "What?" He say, "Yeah, but," I say, "How do you feel about this?" He said, "Well, that's my fiance, and I love her. I'm gonna let her do this with you." He say, "I'm willing to pay you $5,000, buy your plane ticket." This is what he said. It was a trick. Come to, but I'm gonna give you $5,000. I'm gonna buy your plane ticket to New York. Me and my fiance, we having engagement party. Gonna be 300 people there. What I want you to do is entertain the 300 people that's there, and then from now, once I give you the $5,000, you can go back to your hotel room and come back to Chicago, or you can come to the hotel room with me, my fiance, and a few other people. And I'm like, okay, where's this going? It got so crazy. I'm glad I kept these text messages. Whereas this guy, he wanted me, disgusting. He wanted me to have sex with his fiance while he watched.
Oh no.
Listen, it got even disgusting than that. I ended up cursing the guy out. I don't even know if I should say this on the podcast.
You can say anything, I think.
We're labeled explicit.
The guy wanted me to, it was just too freaky and nasty. I told him, no, I don't get down like that. You keep your $5,000. No, I ain't coming to New York. Man, I don't get down like that. He wanted a threesome with his fiance. He wanted one in a, you know, one in one hole, the other one in the other hole. She wasn't going with this 2 people on and on.
Yeah.
No, I don't get down like that. Oh, it was the shit he said was so disgust me. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm saying it on the podcast. I say, okay. He on this. I don't what he on. I don't do that. I have more respect for myself. You know what I told him? I say, okay, we can do all that. I say, cash out me $3,000 to $5,000 so I know you serious. Because if you would cash app it to me, I was keeping that money, never going to New York. But he never cashed app it. Because I don't get down like that. I don't.
Good on you for thinking of it, though. You never know.
Yeah, if you'd have cash out me that money, I'll probably go to a casino.
Yeah. Well, what is he going to do? Call the police and be like, I sent this
Yeah.
dude money for sex?
But
That's illegal. So
I did keep all the text messages, and I told him I was going to put his text messages out on the internet. Then he blocked me. But I'd never put them out. And the last one, I had a black woman call me a sellout. Well, not just one. Plenty of black women call me sellouts. She said I'm a sellout because I like white women. So I sold out to the black race. And I told her, I'm a human being. The heart has no colors. You like who you like. You love who you love. I don't care about colors. My grandson is mixed. You know what I'm saying? My niece is married to a white guy. My brother's married to a white woman. I don't care about that. We're human beings. So black women was calling me sellouts. That's what especially black women was saying. That's what you get. I'm glad she used your ass. You should have been with a black woman. Why should I be with a black woman? Why I can't be with who I like or who I love? See what I'm saying?
right.
So I didn't curse her, not really curse, but I didn't check a lot of black women over that because I don't play about race. You are who you are. You can't have the way you're born. A human being is a human being. So that's how that went. But a lot of crazy messages. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Some good, some bad. One every day, woman after woman after woman after woman. Even some guys sent me messages. Oh my God. I don't play that. I don't get down like that. I told one guy, I say, if you send me a message, I will kill you. I should have said it. I don't play that, but it was just crazy.
What do you think that all of this taught you about yourself? Like, did you learn anything about yourself through going through all this?
I didn't have to learn anything about myself because I know who I am. I'm a man of confidence. I know who I am. You know, I've been through the ups and downs in my life. I know who I am, so I don't need the world to tell me who I am. I'm either gonna learn something for myself or I'm not gonna learn it. I don't need the world to tell me what I need to learn. So, to be honest with you, and I feel it's like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still the same person, but with a better attitude, a better outlook on life. I'm more positive and I'm more focused than I was 6 years ago. So I don't need the world to tell me who I am or what I should do or not to do. I'm a grown man. I know what I should do. See, most of these people, I would never see, you know? And I don't care because they behind the internet typing on Facebook, they typing on TikTok or Instagram, whatever. But you probably would never see me face to face. And all the stuff you talk about, if like some woman say, if she see me, she gonna slap me. Now, you see me face to face, are you gonna slap me?
Everybody's got big balls behind a keyboard.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? If you
Always.
see me face to face, you say it on the internet. But if she say she gonna slap me because she think I'm stupid because a girl used me, not knowing assumption. Most 90% of people always assume the wrong stuff. They don't know the full detail. But if you see me face to face, are you gonna physically slap me? Because if you do, then we got a problem. Now, I don't fight women. I do not do that. And if a woman put their hands on me, I would go the other way. You know what I'm saying? I would just run. Because I know she can't beat me running. Just to keep from being violent, and I'm not a violent person. But don't tell the world when you see me, you're going to slap me. Because the world know that when you see me, you slap me. So when you do slap me, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to fight you like a man. Because the world, you done already told the world what you're going to do. So it's premeditated. You see what I'm saying? You said what you're going to do. So now the world going to see you get knocked out because I'm going to do it.
I say all the time, people need to keep their fucking hands to themselves. Like,
there you go. Hey,
it's
you know what's funny
ridiculous.
about this? It's free. It is free to mind your own business. It don't cost $1 to get in somebody else's business. It's free. My mother always told me, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But people are evil. People are evil. But that's just the way the world is. We living in some troublesome times.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that's true.
But I stay positive, focused. I'm blessed. So whatever people say on the internet, I don't care about that. And people are always sending me stuff. People that be on the internet, hey, they said this about you. Okay, what? Who cares? They don't know me personally. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, my life is amazing. It's amazing. And you ain't gonna, whatever you say, you ain't gonna say it to my face. You ain't gonna say it to my face. So I don't worry about all that. It's either you're gonna do it or you don't. See, I'm not saying, see, me personally, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it. If I say I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna leave it alone, I'm gonna leave it alone. You know?
Mhm.
So that's how that works.
So if you were giving yourself advice pre-filming, like right now, today, you were going to be able to talk to yourself before you filmed, what advice would you give yourself?
The advice I would give myself is I'm not going to do anything that's going to discredit my character. I'm not going to do anything that's going to make me look crazy. And I would tell a producer, if you say this is not going to be on TV, why are you filming me? I would ask more questions.
Yeah.
I would ask more questions about what we doing and why we doing it. Is this being shown? Is this not being shown? I would ask more questions.
So you'd do it again though? Would you do it all over again if you had the choice? If you went back and was it in the end, was it worth it? Would you do it again?
Yes, if they pay more
Yeah.
money, I would do it all over again.
More money.
More money, I would do it all over again because now I'm older and I didn't mature more. So yes, I would do it all over again, but on my terms.
Yeah.
Because see, a lot of people don't know this, and I don't speak about it. I tried to quit the show like 5 times because they
Oh,
wanted me to do stuff, and I said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this, man. The whole world gonna see this. I'm gonna look crazy. I'm not doing this that way. I do it my way. No, you're gonna do this. No, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, we ain't filming." So the producers would be at my house, and I refused to film. So they would call New York City, which is called Entertainment Productions, who was over We TV, over Love After Lockup, whoever it was, headquarters, and somebody from the headquarters will call my phone personally, say, "Hey, you on the contract? We going to do it because you on the contract. We going to do it this way, or we going to sue you." And I would tell them, "Well, I
wow.
feel unsafe doing it." And when I say unsafe doing it, then the whole atmosphere changed. They'll tell the producers, "Do it this way," you know.
Oh.
So, but they have told me that they was gonna sue me multiple times because I was under contract, and they was gonna sue me because I wouldn't do this or I wouldn't do that. But when I say it's unsafe to do it, then the whole atmosphere changes. They do it another way. That's more professional.
You mentioned that you weren't involved in a romantic relationship, but like aside from that, what's the biggest misconception that was on the show?
The the biggest misconception was that I was being used. She
Mm,
never used me. You can't use a person that does something from the heart. For example,
yeah.
if I know you going through something, you just tell me you're going through something, but you don't ask for nothing, and I say, "Hey, you know what? I'm finna send you $100 because I know you're going through something." How are you using me? You didn't ask for the $100. I chose to give it to you. So how are you using me? And that's what they
Yeah.
ran with, that she was using me. Even though she talked to 5 or 6 guys, 7 guys, well, how many guys she talked to, it didn't matter because she wasn't my woman. I was a role model. I was a pen pal. So everything I did for her, I did it from my heart with no expectations. But the show, she using you. She used me and the people she used me. She took this. That is not true. That is fabricated. It's false.
I think the last question I have is what advice you would give to somebody who wants to be on Love After Lockup.
Somebody who wants to be on Love After Lockup, first thing I'm going to say is read your contract.
Yeah.
Read your contract. Get a lawyer to look it over. So in the future, when they show your reruns, get a lawyer so that way you can get paid because reruns are shown over and over throughout years. You can get some type of compensation. Do not do anything that's going to discredit your character, because a human being, a person, you're a judge of your character and the way you treat people. You know, don't let them put you out there because they paying you and you do something stupid and the whole world looking like you're dumb. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ways of doing things without doing things. So you want to read your contract and you want to get paid for future shows that come on TV or however they do it for reruns, and you want to guard your character. You just don't want to be out there looking crazy, looking dumb, just to get whatever per episode. Because at the end of the day, money is not everything, but your character, you know, it means a lot. So that's what I
Do you
would
have
say.
anything that you would like to tell any of your fans? Do you want them to follow you on any of your socials? Do you have any sort of businesses that you would like to boost, or anything you want to say right now? I mean, do you want followers on Instagram, or do you want people to follow you on TikTok?
Okay,
Anything you want to add as far as your social media?
okay. What I want to say, follow me on Instagram, Tyrice Love After Lockup. You can follow me on Facebook, Loyalty Sanders. You can follow me on TikTok, Tyrice After Love After Lockup. And that's what I want to say personally. We're living in some troublesome times. We all are living in some troublesome times. We're living in a world that's getting scarier and scarier every day. Well, the world has become lawlessness. But what I want people to do is stay positive and focus and do what you got to do. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week. I want you to worry about what's happening that second, because your life can change in a blink of an eye. So all my followers, I want you guys to stay positive and stay focused and do the right thing, because we living in a crazy world where nobody cares about nobody. We living in a dangerous world. I want y'all to stay safe and stay focused, positive and productive, and try to do the right thing, because you know what? In our heart, we all know what's right. We all know what's wrong. We human beings. So that's what I'm going to say.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for interviewing me.
Yeah, we learned a lot from you. I mean, more than we expected, and it was really unexpected with some of the things that you said, but thank you so much, because being fans of this show, it's great to like hear the truth. It just is.
You know what? The truth is the truth.
Yeah.
That's why Deontay is banned from Love After Lockup. He can never go back on Love After Lockup because he told the truth.
Right.
I could never go
Yeah.
back on there because I told it. If they see this video, Love After Lockup, they see this video. If they wanted me back on the show to fabricate a story or storyline, whatever, I could never go back on there because I told the truth.
Yeah.
See, I don't care about that. I care about telling the truth. At the end of the day, your character as a human being mean more than money.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's true. So I enjoyed you guys interviewing me. And thank you, because you did give me a scare. You did give me a laugh when you put that picture up. I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts, and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, oh babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Match matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.